Joining me first on the show is Yoav Shimoni. Yoav's grandmother was killed in Hamas attack. Yoav, my condolences to you and your entire family. Give us details. When did you come to know about your grandmother's death?
So it started when the missile barrage started raining onto Israel, and I was messaging my family in the group chats to make sure everyone are safe, everyone are in the shelters, that they are all fine. And then after reaffirming everyone's safety and my grandmother being more concerned about our family than her own, not 10 minutes later, my sister mentioned in our group chat that my grandma posted something on her Facebook. At that moment, I turned to Facebook and saw the nightmare that it was my grandmother, a video of my grandmother lying on her kitchen floor, living room floor, with blood surrounding her, her hands clenched on her chest, and men with guns surrounding her. This at first I didn't know what to believe. I didn't want to believe that that video is real. Because at that point, Israel and the news media has still not confirmed that there was a land infiltration from Gaza. And so I was still in disbelief. And then when the news came out that it was an infiltration and there was more developments, we got to learn more and more horrific details, like the fact that not only her house, but her entire community, where my mother, my aunt, and I grew up in, has been burned to the ground. And not only that, the neighbors, the stories of her neighbors that were kidnapped, murdered at their homes, same as my grandmother, the little children, heads beheaded, elderly women being taken and raped in Gaza. It's just the flow of horrific stories that have been going through the last few days have just amplified the trauma and and all of the bad things that my family's had to go through in the last few days.
And I have no words to say except this, that this is heartbreaking, and we are showing those visuals of happy times that you have shared, the family shared with your grandmother. When was the last time you spoke to her, and what did she tell you?
I messaged her just before it happened, and she was she was always very optimistic. She always said, because for the past 15 years, for the past almost 20 years, every time there was a missile attack, she would always be optimistic. She would say, "Hey, I'm fine. I'm in the shelter. Don't worry about me. How are you guys? Are you safe? Are you okay?" And again, that echoed up until her last message. And I was lucky enough to see her in person 2 weeks ago for Jewish New Year. And even back then, I think maybe it was a bit ignorant, but we all felt super safe. I slept in the kibbutz, where everyone has now been killed, kidnapped, or something else. And I don't know, it just, we had a sense of safety that I guess was a facade.
And you have, what were her last words to her family?
I can pull up the exact message. I'm sorry. It was her confirming her safety, like my mom's and my aunt's safety. If I were to give you the exact words, it was, she was asking my aunt, her name's Shachar, "Shachar, are you okay? There's bombs all over the place. The IDF is also attacking the strip." And then that was the last message that was heard from her. Less than 10 minutes after that message was sent, we saw the video of her murder.
Yoav, I certainly hope your family gets strength post this tragedy. It has hit you very close and very personal. Stay strong and thank you for speaking to NDTV.